Imagine standing in front of a grand portrait, depicting powerful royalty, yet sensing something off. A subtle tension, a peculiar gaze, a hint of something more than just admiration. Yes, it is widely believed that Francisco Goya subtly criticized royalty in his famous painting, The Family of Charles IV. While not overtly disrespectful, his portrayal contains deliberate elements that challenge the traditional heroic depiction of monarchs. Goya, holding the prestigious position of first court painter, possessed a unique perspective and an intimate, unfiltered understanding of the Spanish royal family. He chose to break from the prevailing artistic tradition of idealizing monarchs with flattering, almost divine beauty. Instead, Goya painted them with a stark, almost unflinching realism that was truly revolutionary for its era. He captured their physical imperfections, their individual quirks, and, many art historians contend, their very personalities. Consider Queen Maria Louisa, whose formidable and somewhat stern presence dominates the center of the canvas. Some critics interpret her central position and from gaze as a subtle commentary on her significant influence, suggesting she held the true power behind the throne. In contrast, Charles IV himself appears somewhat less commanding, his posture a little slouched, almost overshadowed by his imposing queen and their numerous children. This deliberate departure from conventional royal portraiture, where monarchs were typically glorified and presented as flawless paragons, is precisely what fuels the enduring interpretation of Goya's work as a veiled critique. It was a groundbreaking approach, moving beyond mere likeness to capture a deeper, perhaps less flattering, psychological truth about the sitters and their dynastic ambitions. When you are fortunate enough to stand before the family of Charles IV, take your time and observe every detail. Look closely at each individual face in the group. Notice the distinct expressions, the individual postures, and even the nuances in their elaborate clothing and jewels. Consider Goya's own self-portrait, subtly placed in the shadowy background behind his easel, almost like a silent, detached observer. This inclusion gives the impression that he is meticulously recording, rather than fabricating, what he sees before him. Pay attention to the striking contrast between the opulent, gilded setting and the sometimes unflattering or surprisingly ordinary individual features of the royal family members. This isn't just a formal group photograph from centuries past. It is a complex and layered artistic commentary. To truly appreciate the depth of Goya's genius and the intended message, endeavor to look beyond the surface grandeur and consider the tumultuous historical context of Spain during the late 18th and early 19th centuries, as well as the artist's own keen, often critical, perspective on power. Goya's audacious artistic choice in this painting established a powerful precedent, significantly influencing subsequent generations of artists to utilize portraiture as a potent means of social commentary, rather than merely a tool for commemoration. His distinctive technique, often referred to as psychological realism, allowed him to probe and reveal the inner lives of his subjects, even those who wielded immense political and social power. This represented a radical and profound shift from the often stiff, propagandistic, and idealized portraits that characterized previous centuries. The painting is also famously recognized for its homage to Diego Velázquez's iconic masterpiece, Las Meninas, as Goya similarly includes himself within the scene, thereby further elevating the artist's role from a humble craftsman to a sharp, insightful commentator on society. This magnificent masterpiece, housed at the world-renowned Prado Museum in Madrid, offers a truly fascinating and unparalleled glimpse into the intricate relationship between art, power, and public perception during a pivotal and often turbulent period in Spanish history. Ultimately, Goya's work, and particularly The Family of Charles IV, transcends being a mere historical document. It serves as a profound invitation to engage with art on a much deeper, more analytical level. By subtly questioning and commenting on the existing power structures and the status quo through his masterful brushwork, he forged a timeless piece that continues to provoke critical thought and vibrant discussion among viewers today. It powerfully reminds us that art possesses an incredible capacity to hold a mirror up to society, even when portraying its most powerful and untouchable figures, offering profound insights that extend far beyond simple, superficial depiction. This extraordinary ability to capture complex, often nuanced truths is precisely what makes his portraits, and this particular painting, so compelling, endlessly fascinating, and enduringly significant.